everyone, this is Sam, and in today's video I am first going to be addressing the issue with the channel. That is to say that I haven't actually made any content for the past month, and truth be told, I have been busy. Indeed, that may sound like quite the excuse, the one that pretty much everybody uses when they actually didn't take the time to do something, but in my case it's rather true. With the end of the strikes in Paris, I have actually reignited the spark of my social life. I've pretty much been out of home every day, almost. On the days I've been here, I actually played a lot of Monster Hunter and Pokemon with my friends. I've actually achieved some of my personal goals in Pokemon, hitting Master Ball in both singles and doubles, and all of this has actually participated in making me more determined to make proper content. And this video is gonna be just that. So today, without further ado, I want to bring you guys a proper flipping guide. Every time you watch some of these GW2 videos that start telling you about awesome ways to make gold, or get rich like me, or make thousands every day easily, you just gotta click them, right? We're all in for the clickbait. The clickbait is what gets us going. And then you hear a guy, or a girl, let's not discriminate, telling you, yes, you need to buy this item, and that you sell it for more. And that is the essence of flipping. That's how you're gonna make thousands every day. The thing is, however, it's not as simple as that. Every time I've made a video about flipping, I've always said you need to do some research. And that has always been the guideline for all of my videos when it comes to the economy. If you go into something without having done proper research, you're bound to, of course, have some success, but definitely make mistakes. And the best way for you guys to be making money is to avoid mistakes as much as possible. The least you're going to be making, the more capital you're going to be securing in a given time frame. And in this video, I want to address the theory around flipping and how to get your items sorted out before you get into it. The concepts that we're going to be using in this video are some that I have already explained previously using my trusty whiteboard. We need to think about velocity and spread. Just these two are going to be enough. Think about it again. Velocity is how many of these one items are being sold in that time frame. And the second one, the spread, is how much money would I make if I flip that item once. With these two informations, you can already start thinking, okay, I'm going to be flipping this many of this fast item because it's fast, right? If it buys and sells fast, you're good. I'm going to buy this many of it and make that much money times the spread, right? And you're also going to be looking at items that might be a tad slower, but are going to net you much more gold. And with these two weapons in hand, dual wielding, you're going to be able to decide what exactly to buy and what to flip. Now, let's look at the resources you have in order to determine what to do. The first resource when it comes to GW2 is the player base, right? There are so many people around you that are playing the game, that are spending their time in Tyria, learning stuff, doing stuff. They use items, right? So if you're a player, look at what you're using, look at what people around you are using. These items, they're the ones you want to go for. They're the ones that you're going to be using in order to flip and make money. So that's the first thing you look for. And then the second thing you can look for is actually online resources. GW2 has a great API, and one of the first websites you can have a look for when it comes to flipping is GW2BLTC.com. I'm not sponsored, I just use it myself. Let's have a look at GW2BLTC. This is the website, and the first section you have a look at, looking at the website, is this one, items to flip. When you look at it, it always displays the top 5. These are the top 5 items you could be flipping right now, and when you look at that profit, you're just thinking, oh boy, I can make 4 gold. And I could actually sell a lot of these very fast and make even more gold. You know, that would be dope, right? Actually, it's pretty interesting because 2 of the items that are in the top 5 are items that I said were good investments during Halloween. So that means their price actually went up. Feels good, man. Once again, proven right. So let's have a look at the Roll of Flame weapon coffer. We're clicking it because it's in that item to flip list. Indeed, we've got a good profit if we were to flip it. But how does it look like when it comes to flipping it? We've got a few that are being sold every day, a few that are being bought. Okay, that's pretty good. And the numbers, you know, they're pretty even. So that means that you can probably get into the buying part, like the sold ones, and then sell them to the highest bidder, which is going to be the bought part. And this is what you need to look at. You know, that's how you deduce the velocity. It's okay, so many are being sold to the bidders and so many are being bought from the sellers. And if you know that information, you can start thinking where you're gonna be. Among the 42 that are being sold, it's probably not 42 players, right? Probably just a handful of them thinking, okay, I'm gonna flip that. If you wanna get in on it, try doing it one by one. You know, research is a good thing, trying out is an even more important thing, making sure that you don't fuck yourself over when trying out is the most important thing. Always go one by one, then work your way up. That's the best advice I can give you if you want to start flipping. Now, if we go back to the previous page, that item to flip list goes on and on and on. It is a long list. Some of these, they sell much lower, you know, like 24, 20, 21. There are items that are going to take a long time for you to flip. However, you've got some others that are pretty good, like Super Sigil of Torment. That's a good one. And if you keep going around a wee bit more, you're going to have some other ones, like the Jawbreaker is exchanging at an even faster pace. And that's exactly what you want to look for, right? You want to look for the items that are exchanging fast enough for you to participate in the exchange without necessarily putting all of your energy within a single item. So you want to keep looking around at that list, get an idea what to do. And this is the research part. You know, it's going to take time because you can't just go around and take any random advice on flipping. Like, you can't just listen to a guy telling you, you know, flip that. Because obviously, if he's doing it and he's telling you to do it, a lot of people are going to do it and it's just going to ruin the market. What you want to do is look at things your own way, learn how it works, and then work your way up. Of course, you can also flip items that have a much lower profit, but in much bigger volumes. And the more you go into the other side of the list, the smaller the overall value, but generally you're gonna have many more being sold and bought within the same time frame. That's also something to look out for. Are you the type of person who wants to do very little operations at a big profit, or a lot more smaller operations and maybe get even more gold? Right? Diversify your plans. You don't necessarily have to flip it instantly, you know, you can just list it, wait for it for a week, everything's fine. Right? There is no limit to what you can do. The only limit is the time you're willing to put into it. And this is a tool for you to start flipping and earning mad cash in Guild Wars 2. Whenever I was hitting the rock bottom of my gold from making too many investments, I always had 2 weapons I used to get back on track. Crafting and flipping. Flipping is not my favorite, but I can do decent at it. Crafting is much more my cup of tea, and I already made a video that explained how exactly I did it. I'll put the link in the description so that you guys can have a look at it again, but really do some of that flipping if you have a little bit of cash and are looking to make much more. And now I actually have something I wanted to showcase to you guys that might be even better than using Guild2bltc.com. Because the issue with every public list like this is that pretty much anybody can have a look at it. You might have the good idea to go within another page, you know, look for that one that maybe someone else didn't quite look into. You know, you might be thinking you're ahead of the other players there, but you might just be fooling yourself. The best way when it comes to flipping is having your own custom list. And it's very easy to make. I made one using SilverS's API. Still not sponsored. I'm actually sponsoring him instead. His API is probably the one thing that keeps me going in the GW2 economy. You know, it's so very well made, so much information available right at your fingertips. This is what I use in order to know what to flip. You know, I added like a few rules in there, like the viability rule that checks if the amount that I want to flip in a day is lower than how many are being actually sold in that day. Then there's that day flip value, you know, that depends on my flipping experience right there. And then the value is each individual flip times the amount I plan to do on a day. And here I fixed that my flipping experience is worth 5% of the market, you know, right? Like I think that any item on the list, you know, I can be 5% of the flipping power of this. Like if I just go deep into a flipping session, I'm just gonna sit in front of the PC and I'm gonna buy and list and be active. And I think that I can move 5% of these given items. But you know, the flipping experience is very subjective. You can just move that around, you know, right? You can put it to 0 if you actually don't think flipping is valuable and then you're just gonna be crafting, you know? But you can just put it to 1 or 2 and have exactly the values that you should be having. So right there, you've got the flipping amount that you should do and the value you're gonna get from it. This tool is something that took me like, I think a few hours to build and like fail proof. And I think that is pretty good. We have other elements there that are variables as well. The minimum sales and max sales. Like I don't want to go for an item that sells less than 10 a day. I want to go for an item that sells more than 10k a day because I'm pretty sure that some big magnates, you know, are going to be onto that market. So that's not necessarily a good idea. I don't want to flip something that's less than 10 copper profit, and I don't want to flip something that's over 5 gold profit because usually these, you know, they take ages and they're not quite that good. So here we have a very easily usable spreadsheet that's going to be available to all of my Patreons. And with this, I'm going to be transitioning into thanking all of my Patreons. During this 1 month that I haven't quite put out as much content as I wanted to, they actually kept supporting me and I'm ever so thankful for them. Like, you guys are basically just tossing coin at somebody who doesn't do that much back for you, and I'm very, very grateful for it. Y'all amazing people. And this also takes me into telling you guys that now that I have a little bit more time, I'm going to be making some more video and also branching out into other content. I don't plan to necessarily stay purely onto Guild Wars 2, like as I said, I've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter, a lot of Pokemon. I actually think that I want to make content for that as well. So Guild Wars 2 is going to be economy stuff, as always, these kind of quality guides that explain stuff very simply to you guys, and also more videos that are going to be on the current state of the game. Like right now we just had the 2v2 patch that went live, also the new balance patch, and I still haven't quite gotten around to try it out. I'm going to be doing that in the next few days and probably put up a video talking about that. And now, thank you to all the people who are still watching, you know, like you are actually watching for quite a long time now. So I wish every single one of you some happy trading and to get rich.